Hi everyone. Today we're diving into a tale of genius, rivalry, and the spark that lit the modern world. Picture this, a dimly lit workshop in 1880s New York, where the air hums with the faint buzz of electricity. Gas lamps flicker outside, but inside, wires snake across tables, glowing bulbs casting shadows on walls stained with ambition. This is the battleground of Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla, two titans whose clash would redefine power itself. Here's the harsh truth. In the cutthroat world of invention, you probably won't survive this kind of rivalry. Egos bruise, dreams shatter, and only the relentless endure. So before you get too comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you really like what I'm doing here. Drop a comment with your location and local time. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Let's get to it. In the heart of Menlo Park, New Jersey, Thomas Edison's laboratory was a fortress of innovation. By 1882, his incandescent light bulb had already begun to banish the night, and his direct current DC systems powered the dreams of a nation hungry for progress. Edison wasn't just an inventor. He was a showman, a maestro of public perception who turned ideas into spectacles. His workshops buzzed with engineers, each one a cog in his machine of progress, and his name was synonymous with the future. Yet beneath the glow of his success, a storm was brewing, one that would challenge his empire and reshape the world. Enter Nikola Tesla, a Serbian immigrant with a mind that crackled like a lightning storm. At 28, Tesla arrived in New York in 1884. Clutching a letter of introduction from a mutual acquaintance. The letter was addressed to Edison, praising Tesla as a genius rivaling the great man himself. Edison, ever the pragmatist, hired Tesla on the spot, intrigued by the young man's intensity but wary of his unorthodox ideas. Tesla's eyes gleamed with visions of alternating current, AC, a system he believed could transmit electricity over vast distances with minimal loss. To Tesla, AC was elegance incarnate, a symphony of currents that danced in perfect harmony. To Edison, it was a dangerous folly, a threat to his DC empire. Edison's Menlo Park was a labyrinth of wires and ambition, and Tesla threw himself into it with fervor. He toiled through sleepless nights, redesigning dynamos and troubleshooting Edison's DC generators. His mind, however, wandered to AC. In quiet moments, he sketched designs in notebooks, equations flowing like poetry. He saw a future where electricity could light entire cities, not just wealthy parlors, but Edison's vision was narrower. DC was his kingdom, and he guarded it fiercely. His systems, though reliable for small-scale use, faltered over long distances, requiring power stations every few miles. Tesla's AC promised to shatter those limits, but Edison saw it as a betrayal of his life's work. The tension simmered as Tesla's brilliance became undeniable. He solved problems that stumped Edison's best engineers, yet his suggestions about AC were met with dismissive chuckles or outright scorn. Edison, a man who thrived on control, grew uneasy with Tesla's relentless curiosity. One evening, in the flickering glow of the laboratory, Tesla presented a rudimentary AC motor design to Edison. The older man's face darkened. "Alternating current is a waste of time," he snapped, his voice cutting through the hum of machinery. "It's dangerous, unstable, and I won't have it in my shop." Tesla's jaw tightened, but he said nothing, his mind already racing with defiance. Edison's prohibition was more than a disagreement. It was a gauntlet thrown. He forbade Tesla from pursuing AC research under his roof, demanding loyalty to DC or nothing at all. To Edison, the matter was settled. His word was law, and Tesla was just another employee, albeit a brilliant one. But Tesla was no ordinary subordinate. His mind burned with possibilities Edison couldn't fathom, and the ban only stoked his resolve. In the months that followed, Tesla worked on Edison's projects by day, but by night, in the quiet corners of his mind, AC took root. He began to see the prohibition not as a barrier, but as a challenge, one that would define his legacy. The dynamic between the two men grew strained. Edison, sensing Tesla's restlessness, offered him a challenge: improve the efficiency of his DC dynamos and earn a $50,000 bonus. Tesla poured himself into the task, redesigning the machines with a precision that left Edison's engineers in awe. When he presented the results, expecting his reward, Edison laughed. "You don't understand our American humor," he said, dismissing the promise as a jest. The betrayal stung Tesla deeply, eroding what little trust remained. It was a pivotal moment, one that crystallized Edison's dominance and Tesla's growing alienation. As 1885 dawned, Tesla's frustration reached a breaking point. He could no longer reconcile his loyalty to Edison with his belief in AC. The laboratory, once a haven of possibility, felt like a cage. Edison's ban on AC research was not just a professional slight, it was an assault on Tesla's vision for the future. In the quiet of his rented room, Tesla made a decision. He would leave Edison's employ, strike out on his own, and prove that AC was not a dream, but destiny. The stage was set for a rebellion that would electrify the world. Nikola Tesla stepped into the grimy streets of New York in 1885, his departure from Edison's laboratory a quiet but seismic shift. The air was thick with coal dust and the clamor of a city racing toward modernity. But Tesla's mind was elsewhere, fixed on the forbidden allure of alternating current. Edison's ban had been clear. AC was a dangerous distraction, unworthy of his empire. Yet, for Tesla, it was a beacon, a puzzle demanding to be solved. With little more than a few dollars and a satchel of sketches, he set out to defy the titan who had dismissed him, determined to prove that his vision could light the world. Tesla's first months of independence were brutal. He took odd jobs, digging ditches and repairing electrical systems for meager wages. The work was degrading for a man of his intellect, but it gave him time to think. In a cramped boarding house room, lit by a single flickering bulb, he pored over his AC designs. His mind spun with polyphase systems, currents that alternated in synchronized waves, capable of driving motors with unprecedented efficiency. By 1886, he had sketched a prototype for an AC motor, its elegance lying in its simplicity. No commutators, no brushes, just a dance of magnetic fields. It was a breakthrough, but without resources, it remained a dream on paper. Opportunity knocked in 1887 when Tesla caught the attention of a small group of investors. They were intrigued by his fervor, if not entirely convinced by his ideas. With their backing, Tesla established the Tesla Electric Company in a modest workshop on Liberty Street. The space was a far cry from Edison's Menlo Park, a single room cluttered with coils, wires, and the faint hum of possibility. Here, Tesla worked in secret, knowing that any whisper of his AC research could draw Edison's wrath. The older inventor's influence loomed large. His DC systems powered much of New York, and his allies in business and media were quick to crush upstarts. Tesla's days blurred into nights as he refined his AC motor. He built models by hand, testing them in the pre-dawn hours when the city slept. Each success, a rotor spinning smoothly, a current flowing without loss, felt like a quiet rebellion against Edison's edict. Yet, the shadow of his former mentor lingered. Edison's agents, ever vigilant, spread rumors that AC was lethal, a reckless experiment that could burn homes to the ground. Tesla ignored the noise, but the isolation weighed on him. He was a lone visionary in a world that worshipped Edison's name. By early 1888, Tesla's persistence bore fruit. His polyphase AC motor was no longer a sketch, but a working prototype, capable of converting electrical energy into mechanical power with startling efficiency. It was a marvel, but Tesla knew it needed a stage. He filed patents, meticulously documenting his inventions to shield them from Edison's legal reach. His chance came when George Westinghouse, a Pittsburgh industrialist with a nose for innovation, caught wind of Tesla's work. Westinghouse, a rival to Edison, saw AC as the key to breaking the DC monopoly. He visited Tesla's workshop, watched the motor hum to life, and offered a deal, a partnership to bring AC to the masses. The alliance with Westinghouse was a turning point, but it also painted a target on Tesla's back. Edison, now aware of Tesla's defiance, doubled down on his campaign against AC. He published pamphlets decrying its dangers, claiming it could kill with a single spark. In a grotesque spectacle, Edison's allies staged public demonstrations, electrocuting stray animals with AC to prove its lethality. Tesla, horrified but undeterred, focused on perfecting his system. He and Westinghouse planned a bold demonstration, powering an entire town with AC, proving it could transmit electricity over miles without the need for countless DC stations. Tesla's workshop became a hive of activity. He designed transformers to step up and step down voltages, ensuring AC could travel vast distances safely. His nights were sleepless, his mind a whirlwind of calculations and visions of a world electrified. Yet, the pressure was immense. Edison's influence choked funding streams, and investors grew skittish as his smear campaign intensified. Tesla's health frayed. His lanky frame grew gaunt, his eyes hollow. But his resolve never wavered. He saw AC not as a product, but as a legacy, a gift to humanity that Edison's greed could not suppress. The tension with Edison reached a boiling point in late 1888. A trade journal, secretly backed by Edison, published a scathing article accusing Tesla of endangering lives with his madcap experiments. Tesla, usually reserved, fired back with a letter detailing AC's safety and efficiency, his words sharp but measured. The exchange electrified the scientific community, drawing battle lines between DC and AC. Tesla's defiance was no longer a private act. It was a public challenge to Edison's dominion. The stage was set for a showdown, one that would pit ingenuity against power, vision against dogma. As Tesla prepared for his first major public demonstration, he felt the weight of his rebellion. Edison's ban had sparked something unstoppable, a fire that burned not just in Tesla's mind, but in the machines that would soon light the world. He stood in his workshop, watching his motor spin, and knew that the fight was only beginning. Edison's empire was mighty, but Tesla's ideas were mightier still, and the world was watching. The year 1889 marked a turning point in the electrical war as Nikola Tesla's alternating current, AC, began to challenge Thomas Edison's direct current, DC empire in earnest. Tesla, now allied with George Westinghouse, stood on the cusp of proving that AC could power the future. Edison's prohibition on AC research, once a shackle, had become a distant memory, but its echoes fueled Tesla's drive. The rivalry was no longer confined to workshops. It was a public spectacle, with the world's attention fixed on the clash between two visions of progress. Tesla's defiance had ignited a revolution, and the stage was set for a showdown that would reshape the electrical landscape. Tesla and Westinghouse prepared for their boldest move yet, a demonstration at the 1889 Pittsburgh Exposition, where they would showcase AC's ability to power an entire fairground. Tesla's workshop hummed with frenetic energy as he perfected transformers and generators, ensuring the system could deliver stable, long-distance power. The exposition was a gamble. Success would validate AC, but failure would embolden Edison's campaign to bury it. Tesla, gaunt from sleepless nights, moved with a quiet intensity, his mind a storm of calculations. He knew Edison's allies would be watching, ready to pounce on any misstep. Edison, meanwhile, escalated his war on AC. His DC systems, though reliable for small-scale use, were losing ground as cities demanded power over greater distances. Unwilling to cede control, Edison leaned harder into fear-mongering. He funded lurid demonstrations, where stray dogs and even a horse were electrocuted with AC to horrified gasps from onlookers. These spectacles, orchestrated by Edison's associate Harold Brown, painted AC as a killer, despite Tesla's insistence that proper engineering made it safe. Edison's tactics were ruthless, but effective. Newspapers ran sensational headlines, and public opinion wavered. Tesla, ever the idealist, was shaken by the cruelty, but refused to stoop to such lows. The Pittsburgh Exposition opened under a gray autumn sky, its grounds alive with the chatter of thousands. Tesla's AC system powered the event, its generators hidden behind a sleek pavilion. As night fell, the fairground erupted in light. Bulbs glowed steadily, motors whirred, and a massive AC-powered fountain sprayed water in mesmerizing patterns. The crowd marveled, unaware of the months of toil behind the spectacle. Tesla stood quietly at the pavilion's edge, watching the lights reflect in the eyes of onlookers. For the first time, he felt the world might see what he saw, a future unbound by Edison's limits. The demonstration was a triumph, but Edison struck back swiftly. He lobbied utility companies, leveraging his vast network to block AC contracts. When that failed, he turned to the courts, challenging Tesla's patents with a barrage of lawsuits. Tesla and Westinghouse fought back, their legal battles draining resources but holding the line. The public, however, began to shift. Engineers and industrialists, swayed by the exposition's success, endorsed AC's efficiency. Cities like Chicago and Buffalo signed contracts for AC systems, drawn by the promise of power stations miles from urban centers. Edison's grip was slipping, and he knew it. The rivalry reached its zenith in 1893 with the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Westinghouse underbid Edison's General Electric to power the fair, a contract that would showcase AC on a global stage. Tesla designed the system, his polyphase motors and transformers illuminating the White City with a brilliance that dazzled millions. The fair's electric towers, crowned with thousands of bulbs, stood as a testament to AC's superiority. Edison, humiliated, refused to let his bulbs be used with AC, but Westinghouse circumvented the ban with a new design. The fair was a coronation for Tesla's vision, and Edison's absence only underscored his defeat. Yet, the victory was bittersweet. Tesla's health, fragile from years of overwork, faltered. He leaned heavily on Westinghouse, whose company teetered under the weight of legal and financial strain. Edison, though weakened, remained a titan, his DC systems still powering parts of New York. The War of the Currents was less a single battle than a grinding campaign, with both sides bloodied. Tesla's AC prevailed not because of one triumph, but through relentless innovation and the slow tide of progress. By 1895, the Niagara Falls Power Project, powered by Tesla's AC system, began transmitting electricity to Buffalo, sealing AC's dominance. The clash had changed both men. Edison, ever the pragmatist, pivoted to other ventures, his ego bruised but intact. Tesla, though celebrated, remained an outsider, his mind already chasing new frontiers like wireless energy. The rivalry had been brutal, but it drove progress at a breakneck pace, electrifying the world far sooner than either could have alone. Edison's ban on AC, meant to stifle Tesla, had instead sparked a revolution, proving that genius, when challenged, could burn brighter than any empire. The dust of the electrical war settled, but its sparks still linger in every glowing bulb and humming wire. Tesla's triumph was monumental, yet it came at a cost. His health, his finances, and his solitude bore the scars of defiance. Edison, the titan, adapted, his legacy secure despite the loss. Their rivalry wasn't just a clash of currents, it was a testament to human ambition, where ego and ingenuity collide to push the world forward. Tesla's AC became the backbone of modern power, but the man himself faded into obscurity, his later years spent chasing dreams too vast for his time. Edison's name endured, synonymous with invention, yet tinged with the ruthlessness of a bygone era. Today, their story reminds us that progress is messy, born of conflict as much as collaboration. So, as you flick on a light, spare a thought for the war that made it possible, a war ignited by a single, fateful prohibition.